What's going on, you guys? Spencer here. I just showed up from my flight, drove here and set up my stuff. We're going to be doing a first impression track walk. It's across the way, so let's go and check it out. As you can see, as we enter the facility, you see the awesome, I guess you can say it's a runway of people coming out. They do a little bit of excitement for when the main start, when sponsors are being announced. So we come out through here. And Dave always does a pretty amazing job putting on a good show for the spectators and Live RC. So, of course, you got the cool lighting, and as you walk into the main building with the track, with the Psycho Nitro Blast experience, you get the cool, scary danger signs. You got to the right of us here. We'll walk over to the podium here. Always has a good vibe. We got a lot of his banners up. We got the 4 or 5 car podium spots here, and when they do the announcing of who wins in the top 5, they do a bunch of fireworks up here, which is pretty cool. And yeah. So, anyways, let's get walking. Check out the track for the first time. I saw the pictures online from them and J Concepts. As you can see right here, this is the drop-off point for the cars. Staging area is what they call it. As you can see here, the track's pretty packed. I'm not gonna lie, every time I come to this event, the track looks like it gets bigger and bigger. So this is basically where the staging area starts. You're gonna come in here, coming onto the front straight, which is pretty traditional here at the Psycho Nitro Blast. We do a front straightaway. You got some people here, and I gotta say, this straightaway has gotta be like 150 feet long. So we'll get walking. It's pretty packed. They made a really good job keeping this pretty smooth. As you can see here, we got pit lane to our left, pretty traditional. One of the cool things about the Psycho Nitro, the race time events, is the traditional driver stand that they have. It's always the same height. It's pretty consistent from track to track that Dave does, which is good for us drivers. It keeps it pretty consistent. And you got the 2 TVs for live scoring for the pit guys down below. I know Richard goes nuts when he's down there pitting me. And it looks like they have a ton of water on the track, as you can kind of hear like the squeaking sound when you're walking, which is a good sign that it has good enough moisture in. So you come down the front straightaway, and then my first impressions with the end of the straightaway, it's a 90 degrees, which is not always the best kind of racing, just because you're going basically Mach 10 down the front straight into a 90 degree. But the good thing about this stuff is there's enough room. It's a pretty wide footprint of a lane here, so there's enough room to really pick your lines. So it looks like the first obstacle on the track is a double. It's actually a pretty good size considering it's the first jump after the straightaway. You jump into this 90 degree, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit of an option here. In my opinion, I don't know if you're going to be able to jump this all the way. It might be like a roller to the next roller, like a chassis slap into the next single, or you can go out wide, jump into the corner, it looks like, and land around the outside. But to be honest, I think you're going to want to stay tight. And if you are able to jump the whole thing and double it, that's of course going to be the line. So this is going to be a tricky area just because it does get pretty tight right here for racing, but it slows the track down a lot, which is good. So it looks like you come up to a little roller uphill, kind of probably jump into the corner a little bit, and kind of whip the car around right here, which is going to be pretty fun for truggy. I know that. It's not going to be really gas mileage efficient here, but that's all right. So it looks like once you go down the hill and you go up the hill, it's kind of hard to kind of tell the elevation, but you're going to send it probably to this next jump, land like right here, and then you're going to either I don't know, this is gonna be tough. I don't know if you're gonna be able to jump this all the way. It might be just a single roller, but if you are, you're gonna double it. In my opinion, you're gonna wanna jump as wide as you can so you can get enough runway to this long tabletop. So this is a pretty interesting rhythm section. I'm not really sure. It's kind of difficult to say just visually looking at it what's really going to happen because you're not really sure how fast the cars are going to be going. But from experience, the cars here are always going faster than you think, and there's a good enough traction when you start the event that you'll be able to pick out the lines pretty fast. So this is going to be a tabletop. I don't think you're going to be able to clear this all the way. I think you're going to land on top here, and then it's going to just a nice transition downhill. And you're gonna wanna bleed out wide just because I can tell from the next corner you're gonna be going to left-hander. So this is gonna be a big double, which is a pretty good size. You're actually jumping uphill, which is actually pretty cool. So like I said, you're gonna bleed out wide, you're gonna power down, and you're gonna transition yourself, bleed back to the inside. Another nice flat section here. And you're gonna whip it into the next section, which is gonna be pretty gnarly as I'm approaching it with the I don't know, you can say this is a rhythm section or whip section, but it seems like the Race Time Entertainment crew always does a pretty unique job with the rhythm sections. It ends up always working out better than you think. Traditionally with our kind of style cars, the 1/8 scale stuff, if you start going with these kind of jumps, it can get it really sketchy because you're loading the clutch off and on the clutch. So, but traditionally, it looks like you're gonna be able to probably double, and single out. 2, 4, 6, yeah. So, I don't know. I think e-bike will have some pretty unique lines. You'll be able to maybe triple in and triple out. So, this one's more of just like a wing it kind of section and to see whatever works best for you. I know the last event that we did was the SIC, which had also a whip section that a bunch of people had some cool different lines, which was really unique and fun. So on to the next section, you got this 90 here, 180 style into a little like chicane on-road section with a couple of singles here. They're actually pretty good height. I mean, a 1.5 feet, 2 feet. So, in my opinion, I think that most guys, the fast way around the track, you're going to be jumping this to the next section, probably landing about here, and then kind of bunny hopping off of this and powering down onto the back straightaway chicane. So this is actually, from the video, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but this is kind of banked right here from the single, and you're actually like banked like NASCAR, which a lot of the guys here are gonna be pretty pumped about. So you're gonna basically full throttle on this jump, land on this bank section, and you're gonna be full wooded to this next banked drop off. And I don't know if the camera can see this with the light, but the inside basically it's flush with where we're at now, and then as you go higher up onto the bank, it's more of a drop off. So you do not want to be on this side. You want to be fully tight right here. This is gonna be a pretty gnarly, I mean, this is like 15 feet wide. I mean, you can go wherever the heck you want, but you're gonna be full wood on the middle inside here, jumping into this next double. And this is where things get pretty interesting, because the next section that I show you is we have a joker line and an option lane for the standard track layout, which I think will be pretty defined quickly of what's going to be the ticket here. So we just kind of jumped over the double here, on power landing to the chicane. It's going to be a tight section. A bunch of cars are going to probably hit this pipe right here. I'm sure I'll be one of them in the first practice session. So get that out of the way early. We'll swing around here. You're gonna want to be tight there, and then you're gonna want to be really tight on the pipe here, and then you're gonna want to power up the hill and go a straight shot to this banked section. So now that we're kind of up to speed on where the Joker lane is, and for those who don't know what the Joker lane is, here traditionally at the Psycho Nitro Blast, they added a Joker lane option that you are able to take once during qualifying, not on lap 1, and then 3 times during your A main event. You can't take it on the first lap, so people do save them to the very end, or they use them throughout. You know, once in the beginning, once in the middle, and once at the end. Last year when I was able to win the Pro Nitro Truggy, I took like 1 in the beginning, 1 in the middle, and 1 towards the end. And I know like Dakota, that's 1 in the past, has traditionally saved his towards the end of the event, but it's all about getting track position. You don't want to be racing with guys, if you're up front starting position, you kind of don't want to be racing with the guys that are in the back. So it's gonna be a little bit of a strategy here. So as we're entering in this option section, which is the normal track layout minus the Joker lane, you are able to go tight here, which in the pictures, I didn't notice this, but there's actually like little singles here. 3 singles, 1 right here, 1 right here, and 1 right there. Or you come around the outside here and you go around wide, and you can almost fake it like you're going to the Joker lane and take some people out, or go around the outside where it's just a smooth, you know, highway speed section here. I don't know if the camera can kind of show from the back angle of these singles here. There's 1 right there, there's 1 right there, and 1 right there, which in my opinion aren't going to be huge factors. I think that the inside lane's still going to be pretty fast, but we kind of had our first option lane at the Roar Nationals a couple of weeks ago, which was pretty interesting. Both options were like very close to the same speed, and some people had more consistency doing one or the other. So I think that'll be really similar here. So as we approach this next section, you're gonna have this huge jump single into this next section where I don't think most cars will be sending it all the way down in, but you'll land here. And then, I guess this is a concrete section. This is the first time I'm seeing this. This is probably like a 2 feet drop. And I think what you end up doing is you're kind of send the car out a little wide here. I think you're going to want to have the car like right here, right in the middle, and kind of turning on power, and you're going to be landing like right here. And then as soon as you land, you're going to be full turning to the left and on power. And naturally, the car will be slippery right here because it's going to get really dusty. And concrete and dust equals just pure drifting, which I think will be a really fun section. So if you're drifting right here all the way through, you'll be counter steering like Tokyo Drift, which would be fun. And then instantly uphill, tons of freaking elevation here, which is cool. Up the single here, stay tight, power down the hill, power back up the hill, another single section here. And then instantly, you're gonna be like crossing, so you're gonna be like right here, like a 1 line. And then back to the tight here. And then as you enter here, you're probably gonna get a little bit of air, like natural air here, landing right here. And then you're gonna be on power, drifting a little bit. And then this is kind of interesting. There's a little kind of mountain right here, a little off camber, uphill, downhill, and then to a single, which will kind of throw the car a little wacky naturally, which will be kind of used to kind of make people mistakes when it's coming down to the wire. And then this is actually probably my favorite section right here, coming onto the front straight. This is like a little like step up, but there's no like mountain right here. You just step up like double and like land on power, which will be really cool. And then that was basically 1 lap, and you power back onto the front straightaway, full wood. And yeah, that's your 2022 Psycho Nitro Blast. Thanks for watching.